All right, YouTube, Discord, what is good? Today is Monday, July 28th. It's a no news Monday, and I took a dub today on a no news Monday. I never win on Mondays, ever. I haven't traded on a Monday in maybe 3 weeks. That's how bad it is. Anyways, we're up around $2,400 today. Let's get right into it. One trade. I'll let you guys know my whole thought process throughout everything. All right, so coming into this morning, what do we have on the daily? Not shit. We had this new week opening gap right here from the opening of this candle to the bottom of this wick. And then really the only other thing we would have had would be this previous day low. But that shit is so far down, I would have only worried about that if we were in a strong bullish trend or a bearish trend. And we've seen some type of continuation towards that. So nothing really on the daily besides the new day opening gap. Come down to the 4 hour. What do we have? Same thing, new day opening gap right here. And then what do we have? Ended up creating at market open. Well, we created this 4 hour for value gap. You guys should remember this because it will be helpful in a second. Along with that, what do we have on the hourly before market open, which is this line? So let's pretend that nothing to the right of this line has happened yet. What do we have? Well, we have a fair value gap right here, right on the hourly. What else do we have? We have a fair value gap right here on the hourly. And we also have one more up here. Okay, so strong bearish structure. I was bearish headed into this morning. What I originally wanted to see was for price to come down, continue farther down, fill this new week opening gap, and then possibly create an SMT with these hourly lows right here, because ES was here. Let's go to ES real quick so you guys can see. ES was a lot lower at market open. Let's mark out market open real quick so you guys have a visual representation. It was a lot lower. So what I wanted to see was the whole new week opening gaps get filled, which I believe ES ended up doing. Yeah, it filled the entire thing. I wanted to see it get filled, and then these hourly lows swept along with this hourly for value gap get touched, and then from there we can look for longs back towards all-time highs. Well, what ended up happening was, let's go back to NQ. What did we do at market open? We shit the bed a little bit, filling some of the new week opening gap, filling most of it actually, and ES filled all of it. So from there, what did we do? We inversed this 15-minute gap to the upside. But what did we have waiting for us above? We had this unfilled hourly, which was also an unfilled 4 hour. Let me just show you, right? Hourly for value gap right here. In the same area, we had the 4 hour for value gap right here, right? So with that being said, when we inverted this 15-minute, what did we also do when we retraced up? Well, we left this 15-minute bullish for value gap unfilled. Okay, so keep that in mind. So when we continued up, trended up, we left all this LRL, tapped into an unfilled 4 hour for value gap along with an unfilled hourly. What did we also get on the 15-minute? Well, we got a 15-minute SMT with these 845 highs. If you look, 845 highs got swept out. And then if we come over to ES, these 845 highs were nowhere near getting swept out, right? So we have an SMT. And then along with that, how do we confirm SMTs, right? With either a break of structure, a CISD, an inversion. And what do I trade for my strategy? Well, I trade inversions. So what did we get after tapping into this line, which was, again, the 2 high time frame fair value gaps? Well, we got a 1 minute inversion right here. Now you might be asking, why didn't we invert anything in this leg? Well, there wasn't anything on the 1 minute. There wasn't anything on the 30-second even. So I know damn well there wasn't anything on the 2, 3, 4, or 5 minute. And in this leg over here, that would be our most recent for value gap. Now, I wasn't too fond of this 1 minute inversion because I thought it already got inversed. However, it did not get inversed. It got closed on top of. So that means that this for value gap was still valid in order for it to get inversed. So when it got inversed, price was way too premium for me, right? Because my take profit was this area right here, which is just unfilled. So what did I do? I set a limit order at this point of interest right here, which is 23,512.5. Because if you guys watched the inversion video, what did we learn? Well, we learned when price inverts a fair value gap, most of the time it'll come back, revisit that area, and continue lower. And what do? We came back and revisit that area. And then why did we get into drawdown? Well, I'll tell you why we got into drawdown right now. If we head over to ES, we entered around 1012-ish. So let's just mark it out right here, right? This was our point of entry on NASDAQ. What did ES ended up doing? Well, it filled this unfilled 30-minute, right? But what did it also have above? It had a unfilled 15-minute. So what did we want to do before we continued lower? Well, we hit the 30-minute, rejected it. Our point of entry on NASDAQ was, I think, this 1013 candle. But what did ES want to do? Well, it wanted to come resweep these highs inside the 30-minute and then also fill this 15-minute for value gap. So with that being said, we got a resweep on ES. And then how did we confirm if it was valid? Well, because ES ended up inversing this 1 minute for value gap along with this 2 minute for value gap as well. So that's how we confirm it was a valid resweep with a test of the for value gap on the 15-minute. Then we come back over to NASDAQ. NASDAQ ended up creating another SMT, right? These 1008 highs did not get swept on NASDAQ, but if we head back on over to ES, where are the 1008 highs? Well, the 1008 highs are right here. What did they do? They ended up getting reswept out, having another bearish SMT in our favor. So if you wanted from there, we could have... Damn, we just shit the bed. I was not expecting that. From there, you could have entered another position based off ES inversing that for value gap. However, I just went in for 1 minute today. That was all, right? I risked about $330, I think, and I made 482. So a good almost 1 to 1.5 trade today. And that's all I needed, right? And my break-even point was these, well, let's just go to the 1 minute, right? Because these aren't 5-minute lows, just 5-minute resting liquidity. So it would just be these 1 minute lows. That's where I put it, right? That was a good RR for my break-even point. The RR on that was 0.73. Good enough, right? Because my take profit was only 24 points away. I tried to aim for about a 1-to-1 break-even point, but this was about halfway down. And also on ES, I would like to point out, this low right here was inside of a 5-minute for value gap, right? So also my break-even point was once that low got hit on ES, that could be a possible area of reversal since we can go sweep out, respect this for value gap, and continue higher. So look right here, right, 10-12 lows. And then if we come on over to NASDAQ again, we have the 10-12 lows, so which was in the same general area as these lows. So that was why that was my break-even point. Again, stops at the swing highs, take profit at the unfilled 15-minute. What did we get? We got drawdown because ES wanted to retrace into the unfilled 15-minute on ES or the S&P 500. What do we do? After we got the resweep and another SMT, the double SMTs are literally fucking, oh my God, they work almost every time. I'm 6 for 7 with them. And then the price ended up shitting the bed, right? I was in the trade for about like 6 or 7 minutes. 6, 7. Anyways, that will be all for today. I will be back tomorrow morning with a daily bias. Beginner's Blueprint is dropping in about 20 to 39 minutes. I think today is either a review or we're going to learn about losses, how to handle a loss. So be on the lookout for that. If you guys haven't checked out any other Beginner's Blueprint videos, go check those out, right? We have the SMT video that just dropped. We have liquidity. We have liquidity sweeps. We have BPR. We have fair value gaps. We have inversions, which we use today, right? We use SMTs today. We use inversions today. I have a fair value gap video if you guys don't know what fair value gaps are. Essentially everything, right? We're building our way up in order to get into the strategy I use. So with that being said, that'll be all for today. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will catch y'all boys in the morning.